Nick, what do you make of Sam Presti's comments?
Jacoby, everybody's been in Sam Presti's shoes at some point. He didn't want the breakup to happen. That's exactly what you say when you don't want the breakup to happen and you're sitting there going, oh, man, I still have those feelings in here. I didn't want to let this go, but if you say so, it doesn't have to be really bad. We can exchange our stuff and we can go on our separate ways. But everybody's been where Presti is in the moment, and Presti is the guy that did not want that relationship to end.
Do you feel like the Thunder were expecting to run it back with the same sort of, foundation that they had in last year's playoffs that lost to the Blazers? Or do you think there was a plan all along to trade in their major superstars for trade assets?
I don't think they wanted to trade Paul George at all, Jacoby. You have one of the very best two-way players in the game. You have a guy who is in the MVP conversation all season. With Russ Westbrook, that contract is awful, but because of what he means to that city and that region, he was going to be there as long as he desired to be. But I don't believe that there was some grand plan by Oklahoma City to say, let's just press the button and blow it up now and see what happens. This is a team that wanted to stick together and make sure it had other pieces around Westbrook and George to make some noise finally in the Western Conference playoffs. It didn't happen like that. Kawhi came through, and once he did, well, Russ Westbrook said, I am out of here. I love you guys, but I don't want to stay long term. So the Thunder have to rebuild now, and they have to find a way to do what they couldn't do in the end, which is win a title. The problem is when you're in the middle of the country in a small market, that is incredibly difficult to do.
It is, and you and I have covered this league for a long time, and we both work in the media. We understand how managing the message is part of the job of a GM, of a team like the Thunder. Why do you think he came out and said this and basically established that he did not want to trade Paul George but had to?
Because he wants to make sure that everybody feels like Oklahoma City is still a great place to be. And it wasn't their fault that Paul George decided he wanted to go be back with Kawhi, closer to his hometown, near Los Angeles. I think he is just protecting all the people that support that team, and he's protecting himself, Jacoby. Let's face it. This team had Kevin Durant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, all in their prime or close to it, and they didn't win a title. And when you have to reset the button and you have to try again and find a way to try and rebuild towards the title when you're that close to begin with, all the messaging has to be to protect what you tried to accomplish and didn't, and reset the narrative. And that's exactly what Presti did here.
Well, I'm a huge Steven Adams fan, and I look forward to this offense being featured around Steven Adams. I feel like Steven Adams is going to have a career year this year. This is going to be the year where Steven Adams makes his MVP push. You remember where you heard it first.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For highlights and analysis, check out the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, check out ESPN+.